Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Blue the Bear, and here on the channel we combine fundamental analysis with technical analysis so that you're better prepared to navigate the cryptocurrency markets. But in today's video, I want to talk purely about the technicals. So technicals can be very helpful when determining advantageous points in the market where you should be buying and where you should be selling. Fundamentals will tell you if a project's good, it will tell you if a project's sustainable, it'll tell you if a project is safe. But ultimately what we're trying to do is not figure out what to buy, but when to buy. And that's where the technicals can really help us. And so in this series, we're going to be looking at 10 altcoins that we're going to play off a very simple, repeatable strategy that comes along with using the Alphanumetrics indicator. So I'm just going to pull up a few charts here and kind of go through it. We have our very special guest here, Alphanumetrics, the creator of the indicator. So we're going to kind of just play these technical trades, not focused on the fundamentals. The only fundamental drivers that we have here is the fact that the coins are popular, they're well marketed, and they're in the top 100. So we know that there is already a market being made for these assets, and that's the extent of it. So Alpha, you want to kind of go through what we're looking for here on these assets?
Sure. Thanks, Blue. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about this show. Those of you who have been following my work for many years know that I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm a stock analyst as well, but I don't care about altcoins, obviously, but I don't think that there's a reason to hate on altcoins. I don't think you have to believe in the projects. I don't care. As the late great Tyler Jenks once said, don't tell me what to buy, tell me when to buy it. And that's what Blue and I are here today to do using Alphanumetrics. We're going to look at a few examples of what we're looking for right now in these altcoins. And I'm not here to tell you what's a good altcoin. I do not look at these altcoins. I have no idea what these altcoins are. I asked Blue to do this show with me today because I don't know any of these altcoins, and I don't care. We're looking for a specific criteria that when met, we believe it's a good risk reward to enter. So if you love these altcoins, if you're a big altcoin believer, cool, that's up to you. But it's all about when to buy these things. And that's what we're going to look at today. So Blue, I believe you put up the S&P 500 there. We're on the weekly time frame, and we're going to look for green diamonds on the weekly time frame. Blue, take it away.
Yeah. So basically, the S&P here, we've got the weekly time frame. I'm actually just going to turn auto on and start to scroll here. Now, the diamonds, they may on the S&P, they may not show a bottom, but they certainly show a bounce. So you can see here, green diamond with a bounce of 14%. Here we have a bounce of 22%. So they're showing oversold conditions. An oversold condition is not all that's required to change a trend, but an oversold condition is certainly a condition that can be met that you can trade with. So you can see all of these green diamonds here on the weekly. The S&P has a lot of green diamonds actually, and these are some of the best times to buy. These are high panic, high fear situations. This was the COVID shakeout. We had this was the COVID shakeout back here. It just boom, if you bought that green diamond, you would be up a substantial amount to the all-time high. It was 100% move, 100% in the S&P off of that green diamond. So these are definitely tradable events, and what I like about these green diamonds is they represent when the market has capitulated, and capitulation, in my opinion, is a mistake. It's when the market is so fearful that they're not pricing assets accordingly. So having an indicator or a signal that says, hey, market's making a mistake, and you take the other side of the trade, you can see how powerful these types of these moves can be.
And that's the whole thing, Blue. So it's rammed down your throat in the crypto community. Buy the dip, buy the F and dip, buy the dip, dollar cost average, buy the dip. I don't in and of itself, I don't think that's a good idea at all. For anything, don't just buy any old dip, because what's a dip? Who cares, right? So at least with the alphanumeric system, you are buying the dip, and you're buying extreme dips. Very rarely. You might get one a year, one every 2 years, one every 10 years. But these are excellent times to buy. They may not be the ultimate bottom, but if your mind's made up, you are going to buy the dip on X asset, whatever it might be. At least choose to buy off the weekly green diamond on these assets. Let's have a look at another one. Bring up Tesla for a second, if you wouldn't mind, Baloo. Tesla has been magic for the green diamonds.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just scroll this back a bit here. So we have a few green diamonds here. We had things really started to heat up for Tesla back in 2013, where we got the initial bullish cross off the weekly out of this accumulation range, and then we got kind of a distributional move into our basically capitulation. We had a nice capitulation down into this green diamond in the green wave, or in this wave here, representing the 200 period EMA. And boom, green diamond instantaneously off of that green diamond. Let's say you missed the whole candle, forget that candle, and just took it after the candle, is 70% move. If we move a little bit further here, again, green diamond. Now look at the characteristics of the price action before the diamond takes place. You have a distribution. We have a rally into a distribution, into a very choppy, not very profitable range if you're trying to trade it, into just a full-on market panic capitulation. I just love that this is an indicator that marks capitulation. Capitulation is a big part of what we do with the Wyckoff method, because the capitulation represents the conclusion of a price cycle. And at the end of a price cycle, you have the next beginning, because these are 24-hour markets. The market doesn't go anywhere. It just keeps on going through these boom and bust cycles. And so the green diamond's like, boom, new cycle. It's just marking the point in time with a variance of 20 to 30% of where the next cycle is beginning. So Tesla really started to heat up here. Turn the auto back on, and here we are, well above all the EMAs, well above everything, in no man's land. And the equity markets are looking overheated. They're looking ready for a correction. So it's possible that we'll get another one of these beautiful indicators flashing a green diamond on the weekly.
Yeah, I think we will. You can see that there's a bearish cross now, and you might say, well, great, you're telling me about something that happened in 2019. What's the use of that? We are bringing you this show because I believe we're going to get green diamonds again. Weekly green diamonds on all of these. We're going to go through a bunch of different shitcoins in the shitcoin bingo, which is the name of this series, and we're going to point out that we think these are coming. We think these are coming imminently. These are coming, and if you like these shitcoins, if you're into this game of wild speculation in the wild west, buy off green diamonds. And we're going to go through it in a great series today. Would you like to pull up? Let's go into the crypto world. Baloo, if you wouldn't mind, let's have a look at Bitcoin and prove that this theory works across the board here.
So now we've got the Bitcoin chart. So another example here, this is at the index chart. Let's just move this along and take a look at some of these green diamonds on the weekly, cycle to cycle. So the first cycle, it just, I don't even know if you can count the first cycle. There just wasn't enough data. But here, bear market bottom. Nearly nailed the wick with the weekly green diamond here on Bitcoin. This was back in January 2015. And then if we follow that forwards past the 2017 bull market into the 2018-2019 bear market, boom, bear market low right there at basically the low was 31.24. $3,124 is when you got the buy signal on this one. And then here we are, present day, way well above the EMAs, well above the wave, and we've had a bit of a market meltdown here. So we can absolutely expect, if this trend does continue to the downside, we're going to get more of these these buying opportunities. You know, like we've already mentioned, buy the dip. What the hell does that mean? You know, you can buy every dip in a downtrend, lose all your money, and then like give up before the uptrend begins because of the psychology attached to constantly throwing money at something that loses. But having a metric that identifies when the market makes a mistake so that you can be on the right side of the trade is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I was using this indicator that I built here for years before I mentioned it to anybody else, and I met Baloo and I put it up for sale. And I was buying in 2018. I was stocking every single week along that period there, just stocking up on Bitcoin. And then it is, you can't see, there's no green diamond actually printed in 2020 there, but on that flash crash, in real time, there was a green diamond on it, but we had such a positive response off that green diamond that it disappeared and it didn't actually print. But there was a green diamond on that weekly time there in 2020, and I was buying. I had buy orders set in between 4,000 and 3,000, a lot of money set in that period, and I picked up the whole lot. I bought it 3,800 off the green diamond. Bitcoin that I still hold today, some of which I sold up at 60,000, whatever. But this, I published this indicator, Alphanumetrics, because I wanted to share with people the benefits of buying off these weekly green diamonds. They're so seldom do we see them, but they should not be ignored. If you've already made your mind up that you're gonna buy these fucking shit coins, you should be at least buying off the weekly green diamonds for your maximize your chances for a long-term potential. And that brings us to the conclusion of this introduction to the show. Baloo, would you like to sum up the series?
Yeah, so basically moving forwards, today we took a look at some of these big players. We took a look at the S&P, Tesla, and Bitcoin. These are big names in, it's an index, one of the biggest stocks and one of the biggest cryptos in their corresponding markets. But this series is going to be dedicated to all the altcoin collectors out there, all the shitcoin evangelists. So we are going to be choosing a series of 10 altcoins to apply this strategy to, and then moving forwards as these trades progress, we're going to be giving you updates as to how these trades are performing. So if you're interested in this series, do subscribe, and we will see how these things play out, because it works with the big boys. Let's see if it works on those smaller caps as well. So with that, we're going to get out of here. So please subscribe to watch the rest of this series, and trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Late nights keeping me